It's Wednesday, November 22nd, 2023. Beautiful this time of year. And in today's video, we've got all the WWE Mattel Elite Squad reveals and announcements.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another WWE Mattel Reveals video. And in today's video, it's November 22nd, the day before Thanksgiving, and the WWE Elite Squad dropped a hot new video over there on YouTube, and of course, had a gallery on WWE.com. And in today's video, we're going to break down both of those, talk about everything, go through everything, talk about the promotional images, the pretty pictures, all the fun stuff we're getting used to here. And we're going to go through it one by one like we always do in these videos. So let's begin. And of course, it was the WWE Elite Squad. Sam Roberts moderating the whole thing. Of course, Johnny Gargano was there, but they did have a special guest this time. And it was one Lex Luger, which is very fitting for a lot of the discussion topics we had in the video here today. So Lex Luger looking good, and I gotta say, Lex did a very good job, I thought. Obviously, Lex isn't in the weeds and collecting things like that, but I thought he had a lot of good little talking points, a lot of good little jokes in there, and a little bit of insight there on what he's thinking about action figures. So that did add some enjoyment, I thought, to the video there. So shout out to all Lex Luger. Maybe he'll be a big wrestling figure fan going forward. We'll see what happens with that. But let's dive in, let's start it off, and they began with the Monday Night Wars. Of course, 2024 really gearing up to be WWE versus WCW in the Monday Night Wars line from Walmart. Of course, we've got Ultimate Editions, we've got the Build-A-Figure Elite Waves, of course, we got the Eric Bischoff ring. Unfortunately, no Nitro stage, as we do know. It almost really is starting to feel like the Rancor. We know the Rancor did not fund a couple of years ago for the Star Wars Black Series team. If they could have waited an extra month when the Rancor made his appearance in the book of Boba Fett, things might have been different. And it's kind of the same thing here. If we would have got the Eric Bischoff ring, if we would have got these figures from the WCW, WWE war time frame, if we would have got all that kind of stuff a little bit ahead of time or in the midst of time, maybe that Nitro stage would have got funded, but it's all, you know, revisionist history at this point here. But we did go through the Monday Night Wars Elite line, and we did see pretty packaging images of Series 1 here. And we did, of course, see Stone Cold Steve Austin was the first one they showed us. An interesting one. Boy, it gave me the feels of the defining moments back in the day. We all remember the Stone Cold defining moments. One of the best Steve Austin figures really ever. Maybe up to this point, this one might replace it in a lot of people's collections. But of course, key area of the Monday Night Wars, of course, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You got to have him there. But very cool in the camo jacket, the Austin shirt, extra hands. He's got a soda can. I can only assume it's a soda can at this point. Who knows? He's just got a hat as well. New packaging on the Monday Night Wars line that we've seen before. I think we saw some mock-up images, but this is the first time we've seen these in the packaging here. But I think Stone Cold looks really, really good as far as this goes. Is it the most iconic Monday Night Wars Stone Cold? It's up there. It really is, I think so. If he just came with that little bang gun, but I guess Mattel's probably not going to put that in this package here. But I think it does look pretty good. Another key individual on the WWE side, of course, The Undertaker. Still, the verdict is out on the head sculpt on this one. He's looking like, almost like got a Magnum TA's been rocking that beard the last couple of years. He kind of has that going on. He got the hair down in the face. He's just kind of covering it up a little bit. An interesting looking Undertaker. A lot of Undertaker fans out there, as we do know. We're going to get Undertaker fans all the time. That's just the way it goes with these toy companies, especially with Mattel. But Undertaker looking good. And then we go to the WCW side. Man, all denim Scott Hall, like he just walked across the border from Canada, was hanging out with Jay Leno maybe all weekend. Who knows what he was up to at the time, but looking really good. And we do know we could use a little bit of leather. And you know our friend Saxon, they always told us denim and leather brought us all together, but it was you over there that set our spirit free. And Scott Hall representing a little bit of that here in the Monday Night Wars line, but very iconic. And some may say that's what kicked off the Monday Night Wars in a lot of ways. Looking really good with Scott Hall. Definitely a pickup. This whole wave's a pickup, but that one's going to be high on a lot of lists, I do believe. And then we do got the third man. The third man, of course, from the beginnings of the NWO, really kind of the other anchor. I really view him and Stone Cold as kind of the anchor of the Monday Night Wars at this point, and that is Hollywood Hulk Hogan here. Before he got all NWO'd out, looking like he walked right out of a biker club or something, but all in black Hulk Hogan. Definitely a far cry from the red and yellow as we know. He always looked a little bit younger with the facial hair, kind of how he had it. Of course, the hair and the black. Definitely a different look to the Hulkster than we're accustomed to in the Mattel Elite line, and we've gotten so many Hogans the last couple of years. This is definitely needed. I am here for this. A very strong wave one, but that's not it. You buy all four of these, guess what? You can build Lex Luger, puffy shirt and all, and Lex talked about that a little bit in the Elite Squad video, as we do know, if you did watch that. And is from his Monday Night Wars, the first WCW Monday Nitro, where he walked out at the Mall of America. Shout out to the Mall of America. I was just there yesterday, if you can believe that. And I did, of course, see the brand new Toys R Us. So check out that video here on the channel very, very soon. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that video. But the Monday Night Wars Series 1 looking really good. Once again, a Walmart exclusive. I know that's going to make a few people a little upset about that, but it kind of is what it is at this point. That's the way it's going to be. And we know these retailers, they want their exclusives. They want a reason to get you into Walmart or Target or to go to Amazon or Ringside. They want something special. Walmart, very fortunate. They got the Monday Night Wars line, which should be a very popular line in 2024. But we're not done with that Monday Night Wars line. No, no, no. There's more to come. We did hear a little bit about Series 3, I believe they were calling this one here. And it looks like old Brutus Beefcake, but in his disciple outfit, his persona, I guess we'll call it. We're getting him right there. I'm here for that. That's one that's been high on a lot of people's list of figures they want. The Disciple coming in looking, once again, like he stepped out of a biker gang, much like the Hulkster we just talked about. But the Disciple going to be very popular for a lot of people. First time in the line, I guess you could really say about this one. So here for that all day long. Give me the Disciple. Give me all the Disciples. Give me all the Brutus Beefcake gimmicks, Ed Leslie gimmicks, Booty Man, we already got him. Anything and everything, I'll take it all. Even that short time frame when he joined the One Warrior Nation. Get me that one as well. So we'll see what happens. But the Disciple coming in extra hot, as we know. But we weren't done with more WCW announcements here. We are getting Booker T in his Harlem Heat gear. And, of course, you can't have Booker without his brother, of course, Stevie Ray. So the Harlem Heat coming back to the Mattel Elite line. Looking very similar to the last ones. Of course, we got a little different colors, different heads, a little bells and whistles, but not super, super far removed from what we got in the Elite Series about 60 series ago, something like that. But it's great to get Booker T and Stevie Ray from Harlem Heat back in the line. And then, of course, they are both going to be a double chase. Can you believe that? So it'll be interesting to see what Build-A-Figure parts when that time comes. If there is going to be Build-A-Figure parts at this time still. Are we going to be doubled up on a head of somebody or how that's going to end up netting out? I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it should be interesting to get Booker T and Stevie Ray. It'd be great if those Build-A-Figure parts were something people needed for something else, or if it's a referee so you can make multiple referees. Something that you could get extra use out of the Build-A-Figure part. We'll see what ends up happening in that in the future. But Harlem Heat coming in hot. We're here for Harlem Heat at the end of the day. Love a good tag team in Harlem Heat. One of the big ones from WCW, as we do know. But we're not done with that Monday Night Wars. We did know about this. We finally did see some pretty package images, I guess we'll call it, of the Monday Night Wars. Roddy Piper and Bret Hitman Hart, two Hall of Famers, two favorites of mine, two of my all-time favorites. Bret Hart looking good. I think a lot of people are liking the head scans on here. Got 3 different heads for Roddy Piper, 3 different heads for Bret Hart. A lot of people in on that one. Could we finally get a good Bret Hart? And as we do know with the Elites and Basics, you can swap heads around. A lot of people might use some of these extra heads for some of their prior Bret Harts. We'll see what happens there. It's up to you. Choose your own head adventure at the end of the day, as we always do say. But Bret looking very classic. Almost looking like the Survivor Series Bret Hart, kind of, from, of course, 97, we know. But it is technically his WCW time frame. And then Roddy Piper, a guy I absolutely love as well, just like Bret Hart, but a very different version of Piper with the icon shirt, the black leather jacket. Very iconic in its own right, and I'm happy we're getting that in the Elite form. Very, very cool looking figure. There's no doubt about it. Both of those, once again, though, Walmart exclusive. So get used to that. Exclusives, exclusives, exclusive. So we got those two there. We also did see from the WWE.com, they did have some picture reveals. We did see packaging images on Asuka and Roman Reigns. Undertaker's also going to be there, of course, as a re-release in that set. But we did talk about those about a week or so ago on the channel. Now we're getting pretty production images. That means we're not too far out from these hitting the stores here. Should be very cool. I should say probably hitting ringside collectibles as we're going to see those first. But two really strong ones. A lot of people are very excited about the updates on the Roman and then the Asuka. Just an amazing looking figure as we did talk about a week or so ago. News that a lot of people have been waiting for, demanding answers to. December 7th, Coliseum Collection, George Animal Steel, Roddy Piper, going up for order on Mattel Creations. So head over to Mattel Creations, December 7th, pick that set up. Very good one. Once again, Piper, George Steele, hitting the old LJN feels, of course, back in the day. A lot of people upset about the delay. Really, we should be happy with the delay because it sounds like everything Steve, of course, from Mattel has said that, hey, once this goes up for pre-order, the wait time's not going to be as long. If it would have went up in September, I think is originally where it would have been, they would have been sitting on our money for a couple of months. We'd be twiddling our thumbs. Now, hey, maybe we order this and within 2 weeks or so, it's at our doorstep. That's pretty good. That's the way it should be. That's the way we want it to be. So I'm not hurt about having them sitting on 40 bucks of mine or 50 bucks, whatever it may be. Probably more than that, actually. Probably like 70 bucks, I think. Those are a little bit more expensive. But at December 7th, get your pre-order in. Should be another really good pack. We'll see what happens there. We did see top picks. Now, we knew these were coming. These were a part of Ringside Fest. They were first announced. Now we saw pretty packaging images on these. And we did see, of course, Sheamus, the weak link of the top picks, I would say very easily. Basically a straight-up re-release. I'm still not certain if it's straight-up re-release across the board. It really does seem that way. Gonna have to investigate a little bit more. And then we do got Cody Rhodes, another straight-up re-release, just different pants color, which I applaud Mattel for doing, making people buy another Cody. Makes a lot of sense. But then the one's going to steal the hearts of a generation for some reason. I don't get the hype. Maybe it's just not my demographic. I don't know. But Logan Paul is coming back, and we know all of his figures have been very popular. And I can see a lot of people going absolutely crazy for this one. You get the Prime bottle. You get a lot of bells and whistles with this one. It's truly his first Elite figure. A lot of people are going to be after this Logan Paul top picks, especially if he stays around WWE TV by the time it's on store shelves at your Walmarts, Targets, who knows, maybe your Shields stores. You never know where you might find a top picks. I think a lot of people are going to be very excited to pick this one up. So a very strong wave of the top picks coming here in 2024. We also did see the Maya Via 3-pack. Of course, we talked about that once again at Ringside Fest. Now we're getting that here in nice package images, nice package shots. An interesting one, very similar to some of the other ones like the Cactus Jack Mankind Dude Love one. It's a great 3-pack. It just feels a little strange. I absolutely love the Rock figure here. It just feels kind of out of place for what it's trying to represent. If you're doing a 3-pack of a family over the generations, you got the High Chief looking only like a High Chief can look. You got Rocky Johnson, pretty much Rocky Johnson style gear. And then you think of Rock. This is a very cool look. Like I said, I'm here for it. I want to figure this. I feel like for mint on card people in this pack, you need more of a classic version of Rock. But I get the understanding here. We've had many of those over the years. Maybe people don't need them. But for what this represents, I think they should have had a classic version of Rock. Save this one for maybe the Monday Night Wars. Who knows? Something like that. Very good pack at the end of the day. Going to be a nice yin and yang that we'll do comparisons of. The Jakks Classic Superstar 3-pack of this one that came out, gosh, a lifetime ago at this point is what it feels like to me. But I'm here for that one too. Walmart exclusive once again on that Maya Via 3-pack. Then we turn our attention to a little basic action. Yes, you heard it here. Basic 143. Once again, Cody Rhodes. No stopping the Cody Rhodes train at this point. You got to have him out there. They're going to have Cody Rhodes in 143. Got to have it. Very similar to that top pick, I do believe. Isn't that kind of the same color tights on that one? A little bit off. Similar but different, but pretty dang close, I would say. John Cena, once again, John's been on TV a heck of a lot lately. We're getting him back in the basic line. Becky Lynch, another all-timer in the basic line. Got to have her on a regular basis. Then we get some excitement here as we get Ashante the Adonis. Oh my gosh, shout out to Hit Row. We're building out Hit Row even if they're not together anymore. We are getting a first time in the line, most likely a last time in the line. We'll see what happens there. We got that coming, and then one that's going to excite a lot of people is we're getting Mr. T regular and Chase edition. Is this the final Mr. T figure we're going to get from Mattel? Very, very well could be, but we get him in 2 different referee gears here, so you can bring him to your referee if you need an enforcer. If you need an enforcer more as a referee. But Mr. T, very cool. Once again, you can do some customization on this. Maybe mix it up, make a different referee out of it if you need to. So 2024 gearing up to be the year of the referee figures as well, as we do know. I think Teddy Long is coming. We got John Cone coming as a Build-A-Figure any day now. And then we got Mr. T's coming. It's all about the referees, so we're here for that as well. So that is 143, and then we turn our attention over to basic 144, and we feel the power of the Ultimate Warrior, and he's coming in a regular and chase edition. Not a ton of meat on the bone here, as we basically had these looks in the past, but now that we got the updated articulation, oh my gosh, we gotta have them. We gotta have all those new bells and whistles, and you know me, I'm all in on the Ultimate Warrior figure, so I'll be picking both of these up twice for my mint on card set and my loose set as well. So 144, the return of the Ultimate Warrior to the basic line, but we also got the return of Hit Row, as we do got B-Fab coming in hot, and a lot of people might be using this with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley soon. We'll see what happens with that one. That's the first time in the liner for old B-Fab there. Should be exciting. Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio. The gruesome twosome coming to the line as well in the same series here in the basic line. And then Karrion Kross getting a basic for the first time in a heck of a long time. This time a little bit different. He's got hair going on, so it's not the bald Karrion Krosses of old. Some people will really like that one, as we do know. And then we turn our attention to the Elite line. We're going to Elite 107. Like I said, Ringside Fest, we talked about this a lot, but we got the pretty promotional package images for these. We saw The Undertaker looking really good. Definitely going to be the sleeper here. Went from the one I was least excited for in 107 to one of the better ones from 107. So I thought that was pretty cool. We got Otis, one I'm very excited for, with the removable hair to change, mix, and match. Finn Balor, mix and match the head sculpts on this one. Judgment Day, Finn Balor finally getting his due here. Solo, going to make a lot of people happy with a new Solo with a corrected torso, I guess we'll call it on that one. Of course, a lot of people wanting the Solo figures that missed out on the last one or have been waiting for this one. And then we do get Grayson Waller getting his first time in the line. He's getting 2 figures here with the chase included in this one. So 107, really feeling like a good line. And I got to imagine 106 is going to be here in the next couple of weeks. We'll wait and see what happens with that. And then 107's got to be probably January time frame, I would have to imagine, if not very early January. So we'll see what happens there. And then finally, we saw some images of this, and it's almost kind of like a top picks is what this reminds me of, but it's Champions Wave 1 Basics. Get 3 heavy hitters. You get the Brock and Rock connection, and then you get Roman Reigns, but Basics coming with what looks like Elite-style belts, so that's going to be great for collectors that don't want to get break the bank maybe on some Elites. Maybe they don't want that new Elite figure, but they want the belt. Well, now you can get a $10, $11 Basic, and bam, there you go. You got that in your collection. So an interesting subline continuing from Mattel. They're always going to look for new ways, new angles to make some money and to get to consumers. And we've seen a lot of that here in 2023, and I have to assume a lot of that's going to continue into 2024. So there it is. That's the quick rundown of the Mattel reveals, the pre-Thanksgiving reveals. A pretty good day, if you ask me. A lot of excitement about the Monday Night Wars. If you lived it, you lived it. I just hope they can get some of those ECW characters in eventually. Maybe we can get kind of that 3-way Monday Night Wars. We all remember that, oh, very fondly, but I'm here for it. I'm here for all kinds of legends. I'm here for really everything at the end of the day. I enjoy a little bit of everything that we were shown here today. And I'm very excited and intrigued about some of these basics as well. And some of the basics we're going to get in the future sound pretty cool as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how things net out as we turn our attention to 2024 very, very soon and the Mattel toy lines in the WWE properties. So there it is, the Mattel Elite Squad reveals for November. Any thoughts from you guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video, give it the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and the other YouTube channel. 2 channels going on right now. And of course, you can get both channels' videos early on Patreon. Patreon, your best way to support the channel. You guys know where it is. You guys know how to find it. Link in the description down below. You can also support the channel, ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on the X. _Kyle_Peterson on Threads. And on Instagram. So for the WWE Mattel Elite Squad reveals, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.